Hello, YouTubes! Madbag, coming at you again with another Madbag Gamer production. Holy crap! What is going on with the water over there? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It just didn't like me being on the roof. Another Daedric quest today. A night to remember. Before I go in this inn right in front of me, a couple things to know. First and foremost, I don't plan on doing this on my red guard. Again, I'm just trying to catch the opening dialogue that I've already accidentally went through with one of my other characters, the mage, in which I'm going to try to do the whole quest with. Prerequisites for this quest, you have to be level 14. The quest begins in a random inn in one of the holds in Skyrim. So, all 9 holds could potentially have this: Whiterun, the Bannered Mare, Solitude, the Winking Skeever, Morthal, I want to say Wind Peak or something like that, Dawnstar, maybe I'm getting that mixed up, Markarth, Falkreath, Riften, Windhelm, and Winterhold. Any of those 9 inns can potentially have this quest giver spawn once you're level 14. As a matter of fact, when you hit level 14, I think you can just travel to all of them, and you'll eventually find him. So the quest giver is this gentleman over here in black, and we're gonna see.
You look like someone who can hold their liquor. How about a friendly contest to win a staff?
Win a staff? Why does that sound like innuendo?
If you're looking for a challenge, you've come to the right place.
Fool, I'm a red guard. You don't stand a chance against me.
Ha! We'll see about that. This is a special brew. Very strong stuff. Let's get started.
Let's. Bring it on down, Sam.
I'll
Bring it on
start
down.
round 1. Hatch. Your turn.
Here we go.
1 down, my friend. 1 down.
One of many.
And another one for me.
Do it. Let's see you step up your game. Matter of fact, I'm going to do 2 in a row next. I'm going to take the lead.
And how about you?
Second drink, easy enough.
So says you. I think I've hit my limit on these things. Tell you what, 1 more and you win the contest.
I was planning on doing 2 in a row anyway. Bring on the 1 more. Oh, check it out. In my dialogue, no problems.
Wow, you've really done it. The staff is yours.
The staff. Flush, scrape.
You know, you're a fun person to drink with. I know this
Drink.
great little place where the wine flows like water. We should head there. Hey, you don't look so good.
Where you want to head?
Wake up. That's right. It's time to wake up, you drunken blasphemer.
Where am I?
Of course. You don't remember getting here. I'm guessing you also don't remember coming in here and blathering incoherently about marriage or a goat.
Marriage?
Which means you don't remember losing your temper and throwing trash all over the temple.
A goat? I'm sorry, I don't even remember how I got here. Persuade attempt. Of course, I'm always going to go for the persuade attempt for the experience.
Oh, I'd love to help you figure it out, but I'm so busy cleaning up the mess you made of our temple. Now, if you were to help tidy up and perhaps apologize afterwards, I might be able to help you.
So, seems the persuasion may have failed. She wants me to tidy up. Alright, so I'm going to make a magic jump now. Woo! Where I half expect to succeed on the persuasion attempt. I'm sorry, I don't even remember how I got here.
Well, you were deep in your cups when you got here. You were ranting, but most of it was slurred. You said something about Rorikstead.
Rorikstead? Alright, so the persuasion attempt succeeded that time, and she gave me the information that I was looking for on my red guard, just straight up, because I'm a talkative fellow, and I talked her into it.
I'm sorry. The Temple of Bella is closed.
If
you
you
receive your blessing
fail
finish, but the
that
other
persuasion
systems
attempt and
exclude.
can't get it, you just have to walk around this area and pick up a couple things. This bottle on the floor, this giant's toe, which I'm going to take anyway, and I want to say there's a couple more things. Basically, just run around and look on the floor. This thing, that actually that says steel, so that's probably not something you should pick up. Anything that doesn't say steel, that's on the floor, pick up, and then she should, here's another Alto wine bottle, tipped over. After picking it all up, she should do about the same through dialogue. She should give you the information that she just gave me, that I said something about Rorikstead, and that was after she said something about Marriage and a goat. She said something about, to this character, about fondling the statuary, too. Yeah, that's pretty grand. I'm a creative fellow, I suppose. Yeah, creative, right. So let's see if we can figure out what the heck she was talking about. What was going on last night? I have awoken from a night of debauchery. I have no idea what happened. Sam and the staff he promised me have disappeared. The priestesses of Debella have told me to ask about Sam in Rorikstead. Find the staff, find Sam, ask about Sam. Okay, so I think I have Rorikstead revealed. Let's check. Rorikstead, sure enough. If you do not have this revealed, the terrain between Markarth and Rorikstead is pretty rocky, pretty hilly. There's a river that goes through here and mountainous regions all throughout. So it would probably be easiest to travel from, like, say, Morthal or anything else over here. This is kind of a more open plain. If you're doing the foot travel thing, I too will be doing foot travel. However, I'll do it through fast travel, and so will not have to deal with anything. Whoa, I knew that guard looked weird. That is a named dragon. You don't see these all that often. Nahagliv. I wonder if he's part of this quest. Either way, he is going down easy. Wow, that was really fast, actually. Really, really fast. Let's see. Yeah, sure, it's worth it. No arrows. Taking all them dragon bones. So, gentleman here in Rorikstead. I guess she said just ask around. I don't think she said a certain person's name. Ask about Sam. No, she didn't say anything about somebody specific.
If you're thinking of setting up to farm, you picked the right place.
A farmer here. Uwain Minette. Your farms are thriving, even despite the harsh climate. What's your secret? How did a Breton like yourself get here? How will you protect yourself against the dragons? Nothing about last night's shenanigans or Rorikstead. Here's an inn. Great place for rumors and or information on recent happenings. Maybe I could just go to a monastery instead and contemplate
Please stay away while
my
you got that
memories.
spell on you.
Nothing
See ya.
there. I'm sure somebody in this skeever hole of a town saw me, knows something about the craziness that occurred last night. Maybe I'll find a gentleman named Alan with a very bushy beard. Reldith.
You really should be more careful with the spells you cast.
I can ask everybody about their farms. That's locked, so that's not gonna work out. Who? Rorik.
That spell looks dangerous. Keep your distance.
Nothing about me or anything
That
that
spell
I think
looks
would
dangerous. Keep your distance.
set them off. Maybe a guard
Alright, then.
knows.
will. You're a star? How?
Do not want to lockpick. A Juristar? I wield it? Of course I do. One more little town here. I don't know why everything's all locked up. Rorik's Manor. Alright, so, guide consultation time. It appears as though I have not quite spoken to everyone in town. There's one gentleman specifically that the guide mentions, named Innis, who, during the day, should be tending one of these nearby farms. Hey, check that out. As a matter of fact, I was being totally blind. There's an objective marker on him. Could have walked straight to him.
You've got a lot of nerve showing yourself in this town again. What do you have to say for yourself?
Sorry?
Sorry's not good enough. Not while my Gleda's still out there alone and afraid. You kidnapped her and sold her to that giant.
I kidnapped someone? That sounds pretty bad.
You're damn right it does. I'll never breed another prize-winning goat like Gleda.
Oh, it's
And
a
don't you
goat.
think of coming back to Rorikstead until you get her back from that giant.
Did I say anything about where I left a staff?
You mentioned something like that when you were running off with my goat. Tell you what, you bring back my goat, and maybe I'll give a damn about your staff.
What happened with Gleda again? I'm a little fuzzy on that.
You really don't remember stealing a goat and selling her to a giant? Are you thick? Go
Pretty
get
slender,
her.
actually.
At least she's bound to follow you back. You smell just like the fermented feed she likes.
I smell like the fermented feed she likes. Okay, so I could pay him 1,000 gold and he'll give me the information outright. I can intimidate him. I can persuade him. Although I would like to try the persuasion attempt and get the experience, I actually don't want to end this part of the quest this way. I kind of
Until
want to go
next time.
seek the goat out. And do that anyway. And I do have an objective marker for the goat. Sure enough, right out there in the wilderness. He said something about I sold her to a giant. That's pretty special. I don't know exactly how I should feel about that. I don't know how I could sell something to a giant. I don't think they speak English. And last I heard, they're pretty damn hostile. Alright, so it's not too much further, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it until I get over there. I think I'm getting pretty close. Yep, I see a giant's head right there. I'm going to imagine that that is probably the giant who has the goat. I wonder if there's a way to do this peacefully. I'm going to assume so, just because I'm not really afraid of giants. Let me see. I can't talk to him or anything. Talk to Gleda the goat. Okay, the goat's gonna follow me. The giant does not like that too much, though. Oh, it's a named giant, Grok. Yeah, Grok, I'm sorry, dude, but you signed your death warrant when you accepted this goat. So you've got to go. Warhammer, doing it. Bear pelt, yeah. Gold wolf pelt, yes, all yes. Okay, time to run back to the town. I could probably fast travel. I got the goat with me. Let's see if I can fast travel. Cross your fingers. And the goat is still with me. Good deal. So, for some reason, I don't know why, just seeing this dragon bounce around makes me want to BAM! Send him on his way. Maybe send him up over the building? These dragon bones can leap a tall building with a single bound. Alright, I'm going to stop messing around with the dragon now. Let's get on with returning this goat. I wonder if I can get the goat far enough away from me to be able to get this persuasion attempt off still. I'm going to try it.
Name's Ennis. If you've got friends
I
who do
can't
business
talk
in
to him?
Whiterun, they might know me. You talked to Reldith yet? She's like a mother to me.
I can't. I was going to try the persuasion attempt just because I'd like the skill experience for my speechcraft. Check it out, dude. Check it out. That's a
You're
goat,
here
right?
From the city? I visit Whiterun from time to time.
Here's your
Mostly to
goat.
make deals.
Now, can you help me retrace my steps?
Gleda, and not a scratch on her. Happy day. I still can't figure out why you stole her. You left a note explaining it, but half of it was gibberish and the rest had mead spilled on it. Only bit I could make out was repaying Isolde in Whiterun, and even that's mostly scribbles. Guess you could try there.
Isolde.
Good day.
Interesting that Isolde has some kind of tie to this quest. He said Isolde in Whiterun. Isolde's a red guard that's involved in another, in another quest as well. And depending on how you complete that other quest, you can potentially remove Isolde from the game. That's why I say it's kind of interesting that she's involved in this quest as well. I wonder how it would unfold if I had removed her.
Come on in. We got warm food,
And actually,
warm
let me see
drinks,
if I
and
can
warm beds.
look into that real quick, because that seems like incredibly pertinent information for some. Oh, turns out I was totally wrong. I was thinking of Sadia, not Isolde. So, this has nothing to do with the other quest. And I'd imagine that because of this quest tie, Isolde's one of those unkillable NPCs that you can't remove, thus screwing yourself out of this quest. She is somewhere over here. It seems like I've gone... Okay, I think I see her up there. Get ready to walk into the castle. Dragon's Reach? Maybe? Maybe not? Yes, that's her. Carrying a basket of some sort. Hello,
So, you're
Isolde.
finally back. Look, I've been patient, but you still owe me.
I owe you? Yeah, I've been getting that a lot.
Oh, what's wrong? Did the engagement fall through? Look, how about we call it even, as long as you bring back the wedding ring? That's really a shame.
Wedding ring?
I was so looking forward to the wedding. You said you'd have all the most interesting guests.
I would have. Do you know what I did with it?
You went right out to give it to your fiancée. Don't you even remember where you left her?
Oh, man.
And after you told me that sweet story of how you met in Witchmist Grove,
Witch
I
Mist.
can see why she left you.
Sweet story. I can see why she left you, so it was sarcastic that the story was sweet. What was that story about my fiancé?
How could you forget? It was the sweetest story I'd ever heard.
You met at the full moon, under the biggest tree in Witchmist Grove, surrounded by fireflies. It was straight out of a storybook.
We met there? What the hell were we both doing in Witchmist Grove? I just need to get the wedding, please. Again, I would like to persuade, although I don't want to actually pull it off, because I want to detail
Farewell.
what happens if I fail the persuade and have to do this part of the quest anyway. Witchmist Grove. Where is that? Not necessarily close, although I do have a fast travel point close to it. So let's go! I am really hoping that my sweet, whoever she may be, my fiancée, is not going to turn out to be a stripper. Especially not a she-male stripper. That would be pretty horrible. I have a soft spot in my heart for strippers like Mr. Stu. I'm pretty sure that I do not have a soft spot. If I do, then it was worked into my character completely without my permission, without my blessing. It's definitely not something that I wanted on my character. That was a pretty good shot. Come on down, Blood Dragon. It's time for you to die. Oh, and by the way, you're not allowed to do anything to me. You are only allowed to sit and remain staggered. Stagger, stagger, stagger. Another Blood Dragon bites the dust. Scaled horn armor. Yeah, that's worth it. It's kind of heavy, but I've got another 100 pounds or so, so I think I'll be okay. That dragon's tongue. Fairly valuable reagent that makes some fairly valuable potions. Comparatively, anyway. And Witchmist Grove is just north of here. Let's go see what it's like. Whoa. Came right over that hill, and that is a Hoggraven. How did we meet here? What? That doesn't make any sense. This is like a Hoggraven shack? Actually, this may not be... That's my objective. And she doesn't seem to hate me like most Hoggravens.
I've been waiting for you to return.
What?
To consummate our love.
What? Actually, I was hoping to get the ring back.
What? You want it for that hussy Esmeralda with the dark feathers,
what?
Don't you? I won't let her have you.
Was I having relations with two different Hoggraven? Note that the only other time I've done this quest was on my archer, and that character happens to be a female, and it didn't exactly unfold like this, which really interests me. It kind of unfolded in a similar way. Find the wedding ring in Witchmist Grove. Take the wedding ring. Wedding ring. Hoggraven feathers, I'll be taking those too. Esmeralda. I wonder if there's any way I can find the other Hoggraven that she was talking about. She said she had feathers, so it's gotta be a Hoggraven. Holy crap. I must have really been messed up to be messing with a couple different Hoggraven. Trying to marry one. Hoggraven feathers all over the place in here. That is awesome, because Hoggraven feathers are number one of those quite possibly valuable reagents. A book, this would normally give me some speech, I think. However, it's one that I've already read, so I don't get the speech. However you may. Some bowls. Should have something in them. More juniper berries. Okay, I think we're cool to head back to Whiterun. I think I'm just going to try to forget. I'll try real hard to forget that Esmeralda exists, or that that was a Hoggraven. None of this happened. This is all just figmentation of my imagination. So where goes Ysolda? Close, maybe? The objective marker is in this lower part of Whiterun, at least I believe. Maybe? There she is. Ysolda!
It's a fine day with you around.
Here's the ring.
Excellent. Sorry it didn't work out. I know how excited you were for the wedding.
Don't be sorry.
You kept saying it would be a huge ceremony at Morvenskar.
Morvenskar.
You said you even had some magic staff that would handle all of the guests.
What? Handle them? So I knew something about the staff?
Farewell.
Okay, so Morvenskar. I'm sure that's where my... Yep, sure enough. Return to Morvenskar. That's not too far from Witchmist Grove. As my mage, I actually picked this quest up in Winterhold, in the inn in Winterhold. And interesting that it's all down here, and then I ended up in Markarth. I went all over Skyrim in this quest. So, there's a couple places that I think are a little bit closer, but I'm going to go there from Windhelm, just to show, because that's a point that anybody can reach pretty easily. Windhelm is one of the 9 major holds, and you can travel to it by carriage, aka from the stables in Whiterun. So let's run out to this tower, this ruin, the location of my supposed ceremony, where apparently I had planned to be wedded to basically a harpy. Slightly less cool version of a harpy. Harpy with no feathers. He's not after me. He's after the wolf. Okay, cool. It's a farmer. That's kind of weird. There for a second I thought it was a bandit. He's like, what's that? And it's just another person that you're going to try to rob and fail. So apparently I've got a hill to climb here, and all of a sudden this looks like it's not going to be so easy to climb. Let me see if I can take a closer look at my map and see a clear face that... I don't really. Actually, it looks like over there is probably going to be the easiest way to get up, but since I'm already so far this way, I think I'm going to attempt to progress around this southern end of the hill. And sure enough, there's a break. I'm not too far off, so yeah, there we go. Uh-oh. I'm thinking this is going to be filled with enemies. I can't imagine me going through this crap half toasted, totally oblivious to what's going on around me. Whoa! Pressure plate for a trap. Let's not get taken out by the trap. Oh, it looks like one of my Dremoras hit it and set off the fire anyway. There's a lot of spellcasters here. Oh, sorry, Dremora. Did not mean to hit ye. Let me get you. Can't kill me fast enough. Any left? Nope, I think I got them all. Hey, the body's rolling. Let me get it before it takes off. And these guys may or may not have worthwhile loot on them. Oh, come on. Come on, don't mess with me. Oh, I'm going to get this. I'm real close. Oh, I promise I am. Alright, look, I'm just going to go around then. Surely, at some point, there we go. I will find a way up. Let's check another couple bodies real fast. Yeah, no, I'm not going to check all those bodies. That is not worth my time. What do we have here? Multiple ways into... I see the one and my objectives on that door, but my curiosity and desire to explore says that I should look around some more. Let's go over here at least. Let's go to the top of this thing and the top of this thing if I can. I don't see anything worthwhile there. I guess I can't get to the top of that. Let me look just a little further. Yeah, no, these just look like worthless ruins. Okay, let's go inside then. In we go. So, a wedding party, eh? I wonder if any of my guests will be here still. Casting that spell must have alerted some people to my presence. That door is barred. Put your shield up. Go ahead. I don't care. Wow, this fire makes it impossible to see anything. Let me get out of the fire. Let me not hit my Dremora. Novice. I'm not even going to search the novice. I probably shouldn't have searched the apprentice. Let me get an idea. I kind of do want to bottom this dungeon out. I've been going chintzy lately. I've been skipping little side rooms. I've been... Cherum's Heart. Smithing increased. Sweet! One I hadn't picked up yet. Awesome. I've been kind of speed running dungeons lately. Not trying to bottom them out. Not trying to look in every little nook and cranny. So I think I'm going to do a little nookie and crannying. Ooh, ooh, not nookie, not nookie. No, no, no. Not quite. nook and crannying. The other is something quite different, and I'm not even really sure what that implies. Something heinous, I'm sure, just because the inclusion of cranny. I'm going to stagger my Dremora Lords, that way whenever I have to resummon one, I won't have to resummon them both at the same time, so it's not so much of a mana dump. Big old coin purse, that's what she said. Oh, hold on, not what I wanted to do. I wanted double alteration. I want the big shield, and I want it on me for a long time. Interesting to note that with a couple alteration perks, oh, I actually remember this. I had a whole lot of trouble with this part as my archer, who I was just getting ready to talk about. With a couple alteration perks, my mage has more, that wasn't a person, I thought it was, has more armor than my archer. I don't quite need to heal yet. I'm close to it, but not quite. Somebody over here is throwing some damage. They took my Dremora out very quickly. Either that or the time just happened to run out right there. I don't think that's what happened. I think they took it out real fast. Wall of Flames. Let's, I really think that this AoE spell, like, I really wish Wall of Flames was the first AoE. Whoa, to the Misty Grove. I've got a portal there. Apparently takes me somewhere. I really think that Wall of Flames is the crappier AoE spell. I would really like it if Fireball were the more powerful and Wall of Flames were the kind of weaker one. Because once you get to a certain level, you don't use the weaker ones at all. You use just the more powerful ones. And Fireball is such a better AoE spell than Wall of Flames. Wall of Flames is just kind of crappy. Doesn't cover a real big area. It kind of feels like it takes a lot of mana just in that it drains it and you've got to spam it out over a huge area. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it. I was using it for a while there, but now that I've got my destruction spells really, really cheap, I tend to neglect it because I can just sit here and spam incinerates instead. And just that efficiency difference makes spell usage a little bit one-sided. I can, if I just want to have fun, I just feel like messing around, switch over to using another spell, but it's not necessarily efficient to. Efficiency deems that I just spam the one spell. I'm thinking this is kind of an actual dungeon that's not necessarily exclusive to this quest, and I may be best just going straight into the portal that I found up those stairs. But right now, I'm feeling explorative and thinking I should continue on until I find the end of this. Was that a lock on that door? Hold on. It was a novice lock, wasn't it? For some reason, when I looked at that, I was thinking, oh, door's barred, I can't go through. But no, that's ridiculous. I can most definitely go through. I have so many lockpicks, it's not funny. Ooh, that first one did not hit him. Naris the Wicked. I think he was running from me. I think Naris is normally up there by that portal. Hopefully that'll stagger him just long enough to get my second Dremora back out. And that takes him. Alright, so if he is the quote-unquote boss of this area, Mystery of Talara, another skill book that I've already read, if he is the quote-unquote boss, he should have good loot, right? Not so much. I shouldn't have even picked up that robe for 25 gold. Okay, so I have a gate here. It appears to just be a torture chamber. I'm not sure there's anything in there. A couple crispy bodies that might have a little bit of gold on them. Ah, here we go. I was getting ready to say I'd really like to at least get in there, but I don't see the switch. Ooh, bone meal. I don't need all the bone meal. No gold on any of them. Okay, so just a nice little cache of bone meal. My alchemy, that's something that I need to pound through with this character. I could probably get a couple levels. I've got pretty low level alchemy, and I have a lot of stored reagents that I've just been collecting up and have not been using. Alright, so this returns to the beginning. It might actually be faster to go this way to get back to these stairs. Let's try just that. If I don't get lost. There we go. And I'm almost there, right? Yeah, it's right up here to my left. Bam! Let's go to the Misty Grove and see what this wedding party was all about. Already looted the chest. Just walk in? Yeah, just walk in. No need for that action button here. This is one of those smart teleports that knows when you're ready to go. Just walk into it. It's kind of an interesting little grove. Not necessarily a path, but stone arches anyway. It kind of looks like it's all done up to receive the guests for a wedding.
You're here. I was beginning to think you might not make it.
I'm going to do a quick save. It was quite a trip. Where are we?
I thought you might not remember your first trip here. You had a big night. I think you've definitely earned the staff.
I hope. I have all the things needed to repair it.
Oh, the Hagraven feather and so on. You can throw all those out. You see, I really just needed something to encourage you to go out into
Sanguine.
the world and spread merriment. And you did just that. I haven't been so entertained in at least 100 years.
So, all of this was just a prank?
Just a prank? Just a prank? The Daedric Lord of Debauchery does not deal in mere pranks. This may have begun as a minor amusement, but it wasn't long before I realized you'd make a more interesting bearer of my not-quite-holy staff.
Not quite holy? Thanks, I guess?
My pleasure. But I think it's time for you to go. No fun keeping you locked up in here with the staff.
Where am I going? Back to the inn. Aha, I am now back in Winterhold, where I very first began. No I'm not. Oh. Yeah, I am. What the hell? Yeah, it's confused about where I am. Yeah, I'm not in Morvunsker, or whatever that place was called. I'm back in Winterhold, which is where I began the quest. So with my Red Guard, let's see, where was I with my Red Guard when I went into an inn? I think I was in... no, it wasn't Solitude. It was either Morthal or Dawnstar. Anyway, you should return to whatever inn you originally found Sam in. So let's see about this staff that they've been talking up throughout this quest. The Sanguine Rose. Oh, come on now. That's pretty neat looking. Summons a Dremora for 120 seconds. Okay. I bet I could go ahead and guess what that's going to do. But let's see it. I said, let's see it. It is using charge. I saw the bar move. One more time now. See it. Huh. Boy.
I'm sure you've made notes.
This is pretty useless. So, a faulty staff. I've used this with my archer, and it does work, but for some reason it's not working for my mage. I even traveled outside of the town just to make sure there wasn't some silly limitation of not being in a town to use it. And there's not. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but that should do essentially this. Boom, Dremora comes up. It's about the same. It's a staff that does that for you. So for anybody that's not a conjurer, it's potentially another follower. Interesting side note before I wrap this up. The quest conclusion includes a potential post-quest activity, a random chance encounter called the Drunken Dare, where somebody approaches you and says that you and Sam dared him to go into a bandit camp, and he did. And then he says something about you owe him like 10,000 gold or something like that. The guide states that you can talk him down to 750 gold, or you can kill him. And I believe that that's about your only two choices. So there you have it, Rose of Sithis. Rose of Sanguine. I don't know why I said Sithis. When I was doing the Dark Brotherhood walkthrough, I said something about, oh yeah, I got to meet Sithis. He was in that A Night to Remember quest. But he's not. I'm actually just wrong. It is not Sithis. It is Sanguine. And that is a flaming cat. Thank you everybody for watching. Please subscribe. Please like the video. You guys know the drill. You're already on YouTube. See you next time.